News Radio 92.3, informative, local, dependable. Good morning. This is Pep Talk, and it is time for Boatsmart, sponsored by Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. Stefan Schmidt is here. He's a Marine Services instructor at Georgestone Technical College, as well as his buddy, service manager with Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida, Bill Kidwell. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
Great.
Boatsmart, we're here. Let's go. 850-437-1620. We're open for calls, questions, getting those boats ready. It's not going to be long.
Comments. Give us some comments.
It's not going to be long before we're putting the boats back in the water getting in them, so to speak.
Yeah, at least getting them ready to go.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
you are listening to Boatsmart. It is a call-in show, 850-437-1620. Call or text that number if you have a question about your boat. You may have a question about my program, Marine Service Technology, over at Georgestone Technical College, or even other classes over there. I can answer some questions about those as well, because I'm kind of in the know over there a little bit.
A little bit, I would say.
17 years.
Yeah.
I'm actually like the third longest person there.
Really?
Yeah, as far as tenure goes right now at that location, at that school.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to probably drop off next year. I'll probably be the second, and then pretty soon I'll be the first, and then the last. So we'll see how that all works out. But, yeah.
Okay, well, how are the students doing right now?
So students are doing really good. We've been really, really busy this week. Again, as always, anytime you see my class, we got something going on. Somewhere, somehow, students are doing some learning, And so we're doing really, really well over there. Let me go ahead and thank the sponsor today, Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. Key Marine located at 5621 Bauer Rd here in Pensacola, 850-492-0487. Key Marine, your Yamaha, Mercury, Suzuki, Cox diesel engine, Cruiser, Repower Center. They can service those products and take care of all your boating needs out there at Key Marine on Bauer Road. That is for sure. So, yeah, go out there and see those guys. Right now's the time to do it.
Yep.
The sun's shining today. It's a little windy, but not too bad. And it's going to be warming up as we go through the weekend.
Beautiful
weekend. It's going to be a little good weekend. So I've actually talked about putting my boat in the water. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I may try that. But I do want to let everybody know my calendar's off.
Well,
and,
clearly
last week I
off.
said I'm doing Mardi Gras this weekend. It is not this weekend. It is next weekend.
Yes. However, Navarre's is this weekend.
Yeah, Navarre's is this weekend.
Yes.
We're not doing Navarre's. We are going to do Pensacola and Pensacola Beach. So 3 parades in one weekend. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can you hear the sarcasm in my voice? No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
It is a lot of fun.
You do such a good job.
I love it. I pull a float for Crew to Yayas, and I just love doing that and supporting that group. They just do wonderful things.
They are great.
In Pensacola area and surrounding counties, of course. So, yeah. So if you go to Mardi Gras, not this weekend, next weekend.
And just to clarify, I had said that President's Day was Monday, but it's not.
I know.
It's next
I was
Monday.
messing with you on that on the radio. I heard you say President's Day was Monday and all that. So it's been,
y'all.
yeah.
It's Friday, okay?
Hey, my calendar's been off since first of the year, so I don't know when I'll ever get it back. I'm trying. I am trying, but Meg keeps messing me up more. So
sorry about that.
It's all her fault.
Yeah.
It's all her fault.
Blame it on me. I get it. It's okay.
We had a great site visit this week. I actually went to Marine Max and visited with the service manager. Dan Cook is his name, and Matthew Roth is our student there that we have co-op.
Oh wow! How's he doing over there?
I get a lot of good reports when I do co-ops, but this is probably one of they are so excited to have him there.
Wonderful.
And he is doing so well. They moved him up to yachts. So he's actually working with the yacht crew, which is cool.
Very cool.
And he's just, but he's mixing everything up. He has the opportunity to do everything there, and he's doing really well. And Mr. Cook just can't say enough good about him.
Great.
And his report was, to all 10s all the way down the line.
Wow.
And they've already sent him to 2 Yamaha schools, and they're getting ready to send him to another school. And that is unheard of.
Wow.
For them to do that. He is still under my umbrella, right? He is part of my class. He is on my roll. And he said he went to Yamaha school, and he was talking to everybody. When you go to school, Bill, they ask how long you've been in the industry and where you're from and all that.
Right.
And everybody was saying, I've been in it 13 years. I've been in it 10 years. I've been in it 27 years. And when he got to him, he said, 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they know who Georgestone Technical College is at Yamaha, up there at their training center up in, up in
Kennesaw,
Georgia. Yep,
Wow.
up there. I've been up there in a while, but that's where it's at. So,
That's
so
neat.
that's exciting, and
Kudos
so,
to you, because you really prepare these kids or these young men and women to be right in the business right away.
I don't take a lot of credit for that. It has to be the student and their willingness to do this. Part of that is I give them the basics and I kind of guide them, and it's the student. And for Matthew, it's definitely the case. He's a go-getter. He loves to learn. He loves to move forward and all that stuff. So yeah, it's him.
That's great.
He learned a lot. He didn't know anything about anything when he came to my class. So I'll give him that much,
Right.
But he was willing to do what it takes to work hard and make things happen. So 850-437-1620. Maybe you have a question or comment for me or Bill or about my program or even a problem with your boat. We're more than happy to help you with that. So I've got a lot going on, so I want to talk a little bit more about things. I had Greg Varvaris come in. He is also with Marine Max, and I had him come in last night and talk to my students.
Oh, great.
And he was in my class 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yamaha Master Tech came in last night, and he's not a public speaker, but I've been trying to get him to come in there because he has a lot to tell my students. And Greg started out he was a chef working 7 days a week, and he wanted to change he had just had a baby, a brand new baby, and they wanted to change their life to where he could be home with the kids and stuff like that. And he decided on a career. He said last night he was trying to go into welding, and somehow he got talking to me, and I talked him into marine service. Sorry, welding. Yeah. And he ended up being another success story. But what he's doing, he gave my students a lot of takeaways. If you want it, you have to go after it. You can't be complacent in your learning. Take notes, continue to learn, and read the books. Do everything you can, all the materials that I have to offer to make yourself successful. That was his message to my class.
That's a great message.
And so, I had him come by and do that last night, and I was very happy with his, but what gets me is 10 years ago, he was in my class. You know?
What does that tell you?
That tells me they're coming back to talk to my students because they see some potential coming out of Georgetown Technical College. So
Which
that
is awesome.
And I do want to give a shout out to Jace Davis, who is our student of the month. And he was our student of the month this month. And we gave him his prize last night, his tools and a nice cup from Blingfest Creations. And my wife made him a special cup. I like it when I get to know my students, I can have her add some cool things to it.
Right.
He's a deer hunter, so we incorporated some deer hunting into the Marine service. It was pretty neat. So that cup turned out really well. We need to do a Boatsmart Key Marine Cup. I need to work on that for us,
Oh,
Bill.
that'd be great.
Yep,
That's
so
what
we're
we
gonna do
need.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then one more exciting thing, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Bill because I know he's chomping to talk. He's got so much going on over there too. So you remember last week I said we were going to have a visitor come in from a listener from the show.
Right.
Right. So Steve Savage, who listens to our show all the time, he had sent me a message a few weeks ago and said, hey, I got some tools I want to donate. And I said, that's awesome. He wanted to know where I could meet me. And I said, well, let's do it at school. So we finally got together yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And I was actually able to give him a tour of the classroom and stuff. And we walked around and talked. And, I gave some insight on the students and stuff. And he donated some tools for our student of the month. So that was really cool. So, Mr. Savage, I appreciate you doing that and supporting our class and, what we do out at Georgestone Tech. But, yeah, I had a great time speaking with him. I'm actually going to get him and his wife on the boat. We're going to take them out.
Oh, great.
They want to learn how to boat. And they live in this area and they want to learn how to boat.
Excellent.
I cannot remember where they moved from, but they came here and they've been here for a while. But he wants to learn how to boat. Me and my wife are going to get him on the boat, and we're going to take him out and show him some areas and what to do so he can decide what kind of boat he wants.
Wow.
He'll be hooked then.
And all because they were listening to Pep Talk. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And, he's going to be hooked once we do that. And I think they already are. I just don't think they know where to start,
Right.
But that's amazing, a listener that doesn't have a boat listening to the show to say, hey, so I appreciate that very much. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that listen that may not have a boat, but they find this interesting and go, maybe I need to get a boat.
Yeah, for sure.
All that. And if you do get a bout, take it to Key Marine before you buy a used one and have them check it out for you.
There you go. Good segue right there.
Yeah, so, Bill, what you got going out there at Key Marine this week?
Oh, well, there's quite a bit going on. But first of all, I wanted to touch on what you had talked about, Marine Max being excited to have Matt. Well, we're excited at Key Marine to have his best friend, B.
Yeah.
B is a student from there. As a matter of fact, right now we have 3 students that were from there. And Chance is one that was there probably 8-9 years ago. And he came back to us, and he is a Yamaha Master Tech. And right now we have 6 technicians, and our lead time or wait time is just a couple days. We've got 4 of the 6 technicians can all handle any major running issue diagnosis, and then the other 2 are working on that very quickly. And then, of course, myself, I can handle all that as well. And so we make one heck of a team over there. And, yeah, we were excited to have that. And another thing, touching with Georgestone, we just hired another guy to help with in the yard, running parts and all that. He's actually a student of the welding program.
Oh, wow.
Right now.
Okay.
So that's 4 of them
Wow.
from Georgestone that are employed over there at this moment. And yeah, we've got a lot going on. We took advantage of because we had stocked up on technicians, and we're keeping them year round. We don't lay them off and get them. They become a part of our unbeatable team, and hopefully all of them are there for the long haul. We do everything we can to keep them there, sending them to multiple schools every year and, paying them well and all that. And the environment there is a little bit different than I've witnessed in a lot of places, where all the guys, believe it or not, actually get along. They're all pushing each other to be on that next level, and they make one heck of a team. And, of course, the management in place right there, helps make that happen and all that. So we have a great time over there, and we're really proud of not only the expert care that we can give, but also that customer service that's on a different level. A lot of our customers, they haven't witnessed that in the past, that kind of service, that level of service. We're answering the phone on your schedule. So a lot of places they'll let it ring, take a message and get to you when they can. It's very rare we're not answering the phone on the first couple rings. And so, yeah, we've got a lot to offer over there. Major construction going on in the showroom to make it a lot easier for people to pass from the back. They don't have to zigzag through the parts department anymore. And, yeah, a lot going on. The social media thing's starting to, we're starting to get a handle on that. And so we're real excited.
That's good. One of the things that Greg did say last night, he was at the when he got his master tech, Chance was there with him testing at the same time.
Wow.
And apparently when you get a master, when you test for that, they actually call the students out that didn't pass out into the hallway and say, hey, sorry, you didn't pass. See you later. Go home. Right. Well, Greg got called out to the hallway first, and he walked out there and he said, well, we got something to tell you. And he said, I know, I didn't pass. No, he says, you're the only one that passed right now. And Greg said, I thought about Chance. He's still in there, but he's still testing. And then he heard a little bell ring, and he thought somebody else got it. I guess they'd ring a bell or something. I don't know how they do it. I haven't been up there so long. And it was Chance.
Oh, my goodness.
So they both got theirs on the same day, which is very cool, And they're both working at different locations, so that's neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
If you're joining us now, you're listening to Boatsmart. It's sponsored by Key Marine of Northwest Florida. Stefan and Bill are here this morning to answer your questions. There are experts on the expert panel. You can always text in a comment at 850-437-1620.
Yeah, the weather's starting to get better, so you need to start thinking about your boat and what you're going to do, because typically when we get into the middle of February into March, that's when people start going out and start fishing. Do the ling start running in March or so when it starts getting warmer? Cobia. I've been out of that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so, there's certain species of fish that start running, and I remember us ling fishing, which is cobia, and I thought it was like when the water starts warming up, they start migrating
moving around. Yeah.
Yep, and that's when typically it starts kicking off the boating season and all that.
We should bring one of our local charter captains on.
We can. I have several students that are left my class and are now charter captains.
Well, so
I'm telling you,
come on the show.
It's amazing to me that when I talk to somebody who's never heard of Georgestone, I'm like, how have you not heard of Georgestone Technical College?
That's right.
How have you not heard? Because we're getting the word out. Speaking of getting the word out, I am now officially in charge of their YouTube channel, Georgestone College on YouTube. So I'm working on that too. Yeah. So all I have is put my videos up there, so I'm good.
Yeah.
What else you got there, Bill?
Let's see here. I wanted to briefly re-mention the Repower incentives that are out there right now from Yamaha, Mercury, and Suzuki. They're going on to the end of March, and you can get all the details by calling us at the shop over there at 850-492-0487. And, yeah, we can go over all that. But then, really, that's only if you need to repower. But we're focused on repairing all your old stuff, too. And like I said, we've got some really good technicians. You're in great hands when you come over there.
Yeah, we don't want you to think that we want you to put a new motor on your boat every single time you walk into Key Marine. That is not the case, okay?
Yeah.
That is the case if you need a new motor.
Right.
But if you need a service, they're going to handle that too. So it's about the whole works of everything they do out there. So let's work on that giveaway before we run out too much time, because I put the wrong answer on there, and you caught that. I was trying to trick Meg and give her the wrong answer, but that didn't work.
No, I knew the answer.
She knew
on
the
that
answer,
one,
so that was awesome. So you want to do that trivia question?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. We'll do it right now.
Well, what are you going to win if you get the question right, first of all?
We've got a Mercury Pro XS T-shirt. That's not extra small. That's XS. It's a model. And I don't want people to think it's only an extra small shirt.
No.
And then also a Mercury key lanyard that goes around your neck for either keys or credentials. And the question this week is, the Coast Guard required safety device for each person in a boat is called what?
Ooh, okay. That's pretty easy. Y'all should know
you
that.
think so?
Yeah, y'all should know that. Say that
If we
question
get a
one
wrong
more
answer,
time.
I want to hear that one too.
Say that question one more time.
Okay, it's the Coast Guard required safety equipment or equipment piece that's required by each person in the boat.
Okay. So if you know the answer.
850-437-1620 is that number. More than happy to take your answer on that one and give you that cool T-shirt. It is not an extra small.
No, it's not. And text in your name when you text in that answer, and also your email.
Yeah, and you can come out to 5621 Bauer Road is where we're located and claim that prize. We'll hold on to it for you for a little while, a couple weeks, maybe a month. But yeah, get out there as soon as you can.
Yeah, and do that walkthrough. When I did the walkthrough with Mr. Savage, I have to say that I was so happy to do that, to show him what we do over there at Georgestone in the Marine Service class and the technology that we have available. Even Greg came in when he hadn't been in my classroom for years, and when he seen the technology we have with the Helmmaster Level 4 that we have in the classroom, we had 2 of those in our classroom. He was amazed that we have that. And when we talked about it in front of the students, he reiterated that you guys are lucky to be in this class to have this type of technology in front of you, and you're learning that technology,
For sure.
Yeah. And so we have the best technology. We have the backing of our administration to help us, get that technology in there. And also Yamaha, Mercury, Suzuki, Marine as well, backing us on all this product and the information that we have for our students in that class as well.
Yeah, their facility is definitely impressive. I was just there recently, and just like Stefan says, there's a lot to be proud of there, and it just shows you the passion of him and myself. I'm just so excited to show people what we're all about over there, because we're constantly pushing and trying to make it better for the customers with the customer service and the expert care there, where it's you don't have to bring it back. We get it right the first time.
What I found interesting, Bill, is when you said you're revamping your parts area and your showroom so your customers have a direct access to the service department. And a lot of locations do not allow that type of access. Now, I understand they have to, be walked back there, insurance reasons, and they have to have permission to go back. But you literally can have a customer that will talk to a technician, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that happens. It's kind of rare. Where we're building that is actually over in the other building. So just the way that it's laid out over there, people drop their boats off on the back road, Cartier it's called, and then they can enter through that back part back there and go through this hallway now, instead of having to wind through the parts department to get up front to buy parts or get signed in for service or any of that. Now, we do most of the service over in the other big building.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big facility, and we've spent all this time accommodating for the new technicians. We've cleaned parts cleaners, bead blasters, everything. We are ready. We've got everything reorganized, and we're just, as soon as the boats come in, we're taken care of.
Okay, I think we have a winner.
All right.
All right.
The question was?
The question was, the Coast Guard required safety device for each person in the boat is called what?
Okay, so we had a lot of people said the same thing, and it's another name for the same thing, but it's a PFD or life vest. So Sharon is our winner, and Sharon's from Pace. So congratulations, Sharon. You won the swag bag from our friends at Key Marine of Northwest Florida. And thanks to everybody. We had a bunch of folks sending in.
Awesome.
So thanks
Thank
to
y'all for
everybody
listening.
for sending those in. But congratulations to Sharon. I'll send you a text after the show and tell you how you can pick up your prize.
And Meg, you're learning so much on here too.
Yes, I am.
And that's what it's
Seriously.
about. We're educating the not only Pensacola area but around the world with our podcast and YouTube channel and all that stuff. So
no question. I've learned a lot.
Educating people everywhere. Sometimes I get comments from people on the YouTube channel. I have no idea what they're talking about because they speak in a different language sometimes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
wow.
I have to do a translator thing on there. So we got people all over the world learning about being Boatsmart and Key Marine Center.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to say real quick, that's ironic that there were so many responses with PFD.
Yes.
Because Chance was helping me come up with that yesterday, the trivia question, and he had recommended saying that. And I was like, well, no, maybe people won't know it called that. And
No, we have smart listeners over here now.
Yeah, we're making them smart. We're making them boat smart.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
So, guys, just a couple minutes left. Anything you want to mention before we go as we head into this weekend?
Yeah, so we're just moving forward in the classroom. My students have just made it through precision measuring. Now we're putting our eyes on some engine service. We did some drop tests with a two-stroke outboard last night, meaning I was showing students how spark looks on the spark plug, and it's a very shocking type of a lecture because some students will get bit by it a little bit. And I had a student that got bit. It's 30,000 volts. It won't hurt you. It has no amperage, but it will. It's like a very hard static electricity shock type of thing.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
it will open your eyes.
Yeah, and one student didn't want to do it, and they didn't want to do it. They were scared of it, and I finally walked them through it. And the first time they got shocked, and then they didn't want to touch it again. Well, I kind of laugh when that happens. I'm sorry. It is kind of funny to see people get shocked with 30,000 volts. It is funny.
No, it's not.
And I just can't help myself. So when Greg was there last night, I said, hey, Greg, tell everybody about your first day in class. And he said, how did you feel? He said, I was very nervous, and I said, well, how about when first time you did a drop test on a outboard, when I showed you spark? And he goes, yeah, that thing lit me up. And Mr. Schmidt just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Aww.
He said, but I learned how it felt, So everybody goes through that,
Yeah, he laughs a lot because he's done it so much, and myself as well. It does happen.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
and they need to feel it so, they don't get surprised by it. But it surprises you every time. So that's what we got going on. We're moving into electricity pretty soon. I'm actually have a person, a employee of Marine Max coming in. It's going to come in and do that training with us, so they learn. So I'm actually doing that too.
Great.
So we have continued education part of that. So we'll have another student that's only going to be there for a short period of time learning electricity. So that's going to be cool.
Okay.
So what you got, Bill?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody about our main focus this year is, the wait time. We're really looking to change that in the industry for like a week or less wait time by the extra technicians and all that. And I think I forgot to say, with the technician crew we have on board right now, we have well over 100 years of combined experience, and there's nothing that gets by us.
Yeah.
Wow. And you do have I think a Repower or some specials going on too, going on?
We still do until the end of March. It's offered by the dealerships, by the manufacturers, and it's basically, on two of them, it's basically free extended warranty, and then Suzuki has the incentive to get rid of two-stroke motors. But yeah, give us a call. If it's in your best interest, we're going to recommend that. But like Stefan said earlier, our main focus is fixing what you have.
Okay, what's that number to call?
It's 850-492-0487.
Yep. And check out Georgestonecollege.edu and go to the chat feature there, and you get a hold of anybody out at Georgestone Tech.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
we'll see ya.
Great guys. Thank you so much. Boatsmart on Pep Talk. We appreciate all you do. Thank you. And this is News Radio 92.3, informative, local, dependable.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.